Hello? How are you? Hope you doing good. If this video taught you something, if it made you look at the world differently, then subscribe to the Fallout Files. The items they stopped making people notice. There is one item that can purify water, start fire without a lighter, disinfect wounds, kill fungal infections, and signal rescue aircraft from miles away. 5 survival functions, 1 small bottle, and almost nobody knows it exists. Not because it doesn't work, but because the things that actually keep people alive are rarely advertised. They don't come in black tactical packaging. They don't cost $300. And they don't show up in flashy survival videos online. You'll find them somewhere else, in the laundry aisle, the spice section, farm supply stores, places modern consumers stopped paying attention to years ago. Lower tone. And that's exactly why they're disappearing. Quietly, one shelf at a time. The mystery item. Before we start, I'm going to give you clues about the final item on this list. It purifies water. Mix it with one common household liquid, and it bursts into flame. No lighter, no spark, no match. It's been carried in military survival kits for decades. And it's bright purple. Some of you already know what it is. Don't ruin it yet, because before we get there, you need to understand something important. The core philosophy. Modern prepping became an industry, an expensive one. People spend thousands of dollars on tactical gear, while ignoring the chemical and material staples that kept entire generations alive during wars, depressions, and supply shortages. Because real preparedness doesn't look impressive. It looks ordinary, and ordinary things are disappearing first. Item 1. Activated charcoal. If someone swallows poison, there's a reason emergency rooms use activated charcoal. Not because it neutralizes toxins, because it traps them. The surface area inside activated charcoal is massive. 1 spoonful contains millions of microscopic pores. Toxins bind to that surface through adsorption, preventing the body from absorbing them. And it's not just for poisoning. It can filter water, reduce odor, even work in improvised gas masks. But stores are replacing bulk powder with overpriced detox capsules that barely contain enough to matter. The useful version is disappearing. Item 2. Alum. If your water looks muddy, most filters become useless almost instantly. That's where alum comes in. A simple white powder once common in every grocery store. Add a small amount to dirty water, and something strange happens. The particles begin clumping together. Mud sinks to the bottom. The water clears itself. This process is called flocculation, and for decades, people used it without thinking twice. But modern stores don't prioritize products people stopped understanding, so shelf space disappears. And eventually, so does the item. Item 3. Strike anywhere matches. Modern lighters fail more often than people realize. Cold weather, high altitude, moisture, pressure loss. But strike anywhere matches solve that problem differently. They ignite on rough surfaces, rock, concrete, metal, even a zipper. No special strip required, which made them one of the most reliable fire starters ever produced. Now they're disappearing, classified as hazardous materials, restricted, discontinued, and increasingly replaced with cheap imitations. Item 4. Diatomaceous Earth. Stored food has an invisible problem. Insect eggs, microscopic, already inside rice, grain, and flour before you even buy them. Diatomaceous Earth fixes this using something terrifyingly simple. Microscopic fossilized shells. To insects, it feels like crawling through broken glass. Their outer shell gets damaged. They dry out and die. No chemicals, no poison, just structure. But only food-grade versions are safe, and fewer stores carry them now, because most people don't store food long enough to notice the problem. Item 5. Wool blankets. Modern blankets are lightweight, cheap, synthetic, and dangerous near fire, because synthetic fabric melts. Military wool blankets don't. Even soaking wet, Wool retains heat. It resists flame. And it lasts for decades, which is why armies used them for generations. But military surplus supplies are finite. Most production ended years ago. And once the remaining stock disappears, it's gone. Item 6. Kerosene. Gasoline goes bad surprisingly fast. Within months, it begins degrading into varnish-like sludge. Kerosene doesn't. Stored correctly, it lasts for years. And unlike gasoline, it serves multiple roles: heat, cooking, light. That made it one of the most important fuels of the last century. Now gas stations are removing kerosene pumps entirely. Low demand, low profit, less shelf space. Another slow disappearance. Item 7. Borax. Borax looks harmless, because it is, at least compared to most modern chemical cleaners. But this simple mineral does dozens of jobs: kills insects, prevents mold, acts as a cleaning agent, even works as a flame retardant on fabric. And unlike modern products, it stores indefinitely. Some countries already restricted it heavily, which means availability may not stay this easy forever. Item 8. Canning lids. Food storage only works if the seal holds. That tiny metal lid determines whether your food stays edible or becomes a container for botulism. And counterfeit canning lids are now everywhere online. Cheap materials, bad seals, invisible failure, which means one of the most important survival supplies became unreliable. The safest option now is often buying locally, before stores stop carrying them too. Item 9. Paraffin lamp oil. 1 gallon of pure paraffin lamp oil can provide nearly 200 hours of light. No batteries, no charging, no grid. And unlike modern fuel, it stores almost indefinitely. But LED lighting changed the market. Demand collapsed. Now most stores carry citronella fuel instead, which burns dirty and smells terrible indoors. Pure paraffin is becoming harder to find every year. Item 10. Potassium permanganate. And now, the purple item. Potassium permanganate, KMNO4. One of the most versatile survival compounds ever produced. Add a small amount to water, and it kills bacteria. Too little and it stays clear. Too much and it becomes dangerous. But a light pink color means it's working. Mix it with glycerin, and within seconds, fire. No spark, no lighter, just chemistry. It also disinfects wounds, treats fungal infections, and creates a bright purple signal visible from long distances, which is exactly why military survival kits carried it for decades. But there's a problem. The chemical can also be used in illegal drug production, so purchases became monitored. Retailers stopped stocking it, and slowly, one of the most useful survival compounds ever made began disappearing from shelves. The things that actually matter, real preparedness, doesn't look tactical, it looks practical. Because when systems fail, people stop caring about branding. They care about heat, water, light, medicine, and knowledge. The dangerous part isn't that these items are disappearing. The dangerous part is that most people won't notice until they're already gone. The best survival tools were never hidden. People just stopped paying attention to them. And sometimes, the most powerful knowledge is sitting quietly on a forgotten shelf. This is the Fallout Files.